We just picked up this bad boy mower that doesn't run. We're going to fix it for someone. We're going to kind of go over what the steps we take to get it running. The customer told us that he thought the starter was bad, so it doesn't even turn over. So we're going to see what happens if we try. We did have the battery on the charger, and we know it's good. So hop on, bud. The parking brake is on, so go ahead and sit down. Turn the key, see what happens. Okay, we're just getting a click. Oh, did it try to? Okay, we're just getting a click. So what do you think would be the issue? What should we check first?
The battery's connection to the starter.
Okay, so we'll get the meter out and we'll meter it and see if we got good connection. Okay, here's what the battery's showing for voltage. I believe this battery's good, so we're going to assume it is. So after the battery, we turn the key. Where does power go?
The starter?
It does, but how does it get to the starter? Through this red wire, right? But what about this? This stops it.
Yeah.
What is that? That's the starter solenoid. When you turn the key, you'll hear a click. And there's contacts in here that connect this post to that post. So let's meter that. Okay, you put the black on the black. Here, set this down. Get ready to turn the key.
Okay.
Okay, turns the key. Hold it on for a second. Okay, we got 8, 9 volts. Okay, so that's good. Okay, let it off. Let the key off. So we know we have power going through this. I was checking over here. This side would come right to your battery, so we're going to have 12 volts. So put that on the black, and we'll check. You don't have to turn the key. Okay, so we should have 12 volts there, which we do, 12.6. Okay, now this side we should have nothing until you turn the key, which we just did. So we know when you turn the key, this is clicking, and we're getting power going to your battery. It's showing, 9 volts because I'm assuming the starter's bad and it's drawing it down. So the next thing we're going to do, we could check voltage right here at the starter, but I'm going to assume we have it there. So we're actually going to take this cover off the motor because it almost looks like there's a mouse nest in here. So we're going to take this cover off and see if we can spin the motor by hand. So we got to get some tools and pull it off. Okay, we got the cover off the motor, which it's just some bolts around the outside of the plastic and 3 by the air filter. Now we can see that the starter is engaged with the flywheel right now. So we're hopefully going to rotate this engine a little bit. Hopefully it's not locked up. Hopefully we can rotate it and that starter Bendix will drop down, but I don't know if it's gonna. So let's, oh, there it did. Okay, so the engine turns free, which thank God. Now we're gonna try to hit the starter again, see what happens. So give her a crank over there. Okay, we still got a click, so I'm assuming the starter is definitely bad. So we're going to remove the starter, and we will test it again on the bench to make sure. Okay, we're going to test this battery. We got a good lawnmower battery. We got our jumper cables hooked up. Red to positive, black to negative. Okay, now we grounded the starter on the body of the starter. Now we're going to take the positive clamp and hook it to this post. Now, a good starter, this should spin.
Dad. It's not spinning.
Okay, so what?
It spun a little bit.
Well, it spun a little, so what that tells us is the starter's definitely bad. The sparks were because we're drawing a lot of amperage and it's not doing anything. Okay, so we're going to order up a new starter and get it, and maybe we'll test it before we put it on, or we'll just throw it in, but I'm about 99% sure a new starter will fix our issue, so stay tuned. Okay, we found a good starter. Now, we're going to test it to see if it works. This isn't the correct starter, but this will give you an idea on how to test one. Okay, so we took our positive off of the battery just so we can use it to apply power from here instead of connecting this every time. So we have our negative hooked up to the negative of the battery, negative grounded on the starter. Now, and we have the positive here. Now we're going to connect the positive there, and we're going to see what happens. Okay, you can see the starter spun really fast, which that's exactly what should happen. So try it again, bud. You got to make good connection with it. Okay, that's what's happening. Okay, so we know that starter's good, and we know our test works. So we'll order up a new starter, and we'll hope that fixes it. Okay, we got the new starter in. Now we're going to check to see if it starts. Go ahead and crank it, bud. All right, we got nothing. Let's check to make sure we got spark first. Okay, we got the spark plug tester on. We're gonna check this cylinder, see if we have spark. We should see a light. So go ahead and crank it. Okay, I see nothing. Let's switch it to the other side and see if we have spark over there. Okay, we got the spark plug tester in this side. Let's crank, see if we got spark over here. Okay, yeah, we got spark over here. So it's something with the coil on that side. So let's get a new coil thrown in. Actually, let's pull this off first. And we'll test it again to see if we have spark over there. Because that's for the ignition to shut the spark off. Let me get this one back in. Because maybe there's although we have it on one plug, you'd think we'd have it on the other, but let's just test it anyways.
Again?
Okay, go ahead and crank it over. Alright, I see nothing. Alright, let's change the coil. I think the coil's bad. Alright, we got the new coil on. We replaced this coil. We got this kill wire on. Now we're going to crank it and see if we got spark. So go ahead and crank it, bud. Spark. Okay. Let's see if it'll start now. I'm going to pull up on the choke. Let's give it a little bit of throttle. Choke's right here. Okay, go ahead and crank it. Okay, we got it running, so the coil is definitely the issue. It does seem a little bit noisy though, so we are going to check the oil, change the oil, because it's very black, but
it's smoking.
That was definitely the problem.
Dad, it's smoking.
Yeah, it probably just hasn't been running so long. Okay, we'll drain the oil and we'll change it next. Go ahead, bud, start it up. Take the choke off. Leave it run for a second. Throttle up the whole way. Okay. Alright, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Comment down below. Hopefully this helped somebody. We kind of went through the steps of what it took to get it running and diagnose the issue. So again, thanks for watching.
Comment down
like and
below
subscribe.
if you have any questions.